got today. There she is, 8-year-old Jessica Marsden, wearing shirt number 88. There she goes, she heads for the sidelines. And how will the Huddersfield Giants do in this match here tonight? Steve Ganson is the official in charge, and he's never short of a thing or two to say to the players, and never afraid of burrowing into the pocket and bringing out the yellow or the red cards. Let's hope he has no need for either here tonight at the Gal Farm Stadium. Well, the first signs of spring this evening. It's been quite a warm day here in West Yorkshire, been really pleasant. It's a dry night, the pitch looking in magnificent order, and Ryan McGoldrick will get this game underway. The kick-off bouncing straight to Michael Lawrence. As I said to John Keir in the build-up, Steve-O, if Huddersfield are to be taken as serious contenders for Old Trafford, this is the sort of game, frankly, they have to win.
I think you're right, and Nathan Brown will be fully aware of that also. The players, they cannot be too overconfident. This Castleford side will not just lie down, and I'm sure that Terry Madison, the Tigers coach, has made it quite clear. Let's get into the ribs, let's give them a real hard game, and maybe they just have a few second thoughts about it. But there's so much class in this Giants outfit tonight.
Robinson gives the ball short to Mason, and Castleford up very quickly off the line, led by Hubie and Jackson. There is Terry Mattison. Andy Hay is alongside him, and Brough with the kick. First kick from Danny Brough, and a little bit long, a little bit deep, and it runs dead in goal. There he is, Danny Brough, the former Castleford halfback for 2 years, of course. 35 games for them.
Such an influence he will have on this Giants this season. If he really clicks, then they should be looking towards having success, and who knows, maybe silverware. And that won't help the Tigers. Not the best there, Hubie. It should have gone to Thompson, and he knows that too, Craig Hubie.
Jordan Thompson actually could have been pinged for offside there. It looked as though he was in front of the ball when he picked it up.
The biggest problem for the Tigers as well, and Terry Madison, the coach, realises that Huddersfield now, they've got two great ball players in Kevin Brown, Danny Brough, and that will make it double dangerous for Brett Hodgson. Huddersfield, they'll use Hodgson coming in on the second phase. He'll come a little bit later than most.
Here's Paul Fatuira trying to go round Ryan McGoldrick. Sean Ainscough is there as well, and Michael Shenton. And that's David Hodgson at dummy half. Gives the ball to Brough. He then just pops it up for Darrell Griffin. And Huddersfield now within 5 metres of that Castleford line. Luke Robinson, who's been operating at hooker since Danny Brough arrived, and been playing really well. Good hands, but Farlongo goes without it. And Craig Hubie can breathe a sigh of relief.
It should have been a try as well if it had taken it in. Ryan Clayton had just come up a little bit too quickly in defence. He was off balance, just could not drag it in. Watch that. That was a sheer gap. Clayton well and truly off balance.
It's a great example of how many option runners the Huddersfield team and Nathan Brown have drilled this side to do. When Kevin Brown got possession, he had 3 players that he could pass the ball to, Eddie, and that becomes very difficult for the defensive side. If you imagine you're in there in the line, moving up quickly, which one of those 3 men do you cover?
Oh, that was high there. That should have been a penalty, and he's given it. No doubt about it. Griffin with a swinging arm. Well, he said he was borderline, but I wouldn't want to show Mr. Ganson my passport, because that was well and truly over the border.
So Castleford penalty takes them into the 20-metre zone. It's a drive forward by Hubie. Halted by the big men. Mason was in there very quickly. Here's McGoldrick. This is Jackson. 5 metres away now from the Huddersfield line, the Castleford Tigers. The ball is spun to the right-hand side with McGoldrick. And here is Thompson, Jordan Thompson, and he's almost through. Gilmore hanging on to his ankles, finished off by Brown.
Offside, Gilmore not standing square. He virtually stepped in front of the man playing the football there. Put his side under a lot of pressure. They'll bring it back a few metres, the Tigers, take the tap.
They do with Hudson. He gives it to Hubie. And so a chance here for Castleford, courtesy of that second penalty that they have received from Steve Ganson. Hudson Oh, and a big mistake, a big error. The ball was dipping, to be fair, in front of Mike Cooper.
He knows he had the opportunity as well. See how they utilised the dummy runner. They had Paul Jackson coming through, and Cooper really had an opportunity, just couldn't take it in. 2 headers, not to the liking of the coach, Teddy Madison.
Mike Cooper, this is his first start on loan from Warrington. Sub in the last 5. So Huddersfield trying to bring the ball away from their own line now from the base of that scrum. Solid Castleford defence on Martin Aspinwall. Here is David Farlongo. Talk about solid defence. You have to have solid defence when Farlongo hits the ball at pace. Robinson down the short side with Mason, making good ground forward here, the Huddersfield Giants. Robinson again, scampering little run from dummy half, gets it to Brough. He then turns it back to Darryl Griffin again.
Pretty good work by the Giants forwards, especially taking that short blindside move.
And Brett Hodgson just drifts the kick over the top. And it's collected by Jordan Thompson, and then he collects a big hit from David Farlongo.
Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed for Castleford. I think they've started very brightly, but the 2 headers that they've come up with have been very basic headers, both dummy half passes, so little bits of skill like that just need tightening up, and that certainly helps, and you keep getting the penalties flowing your way.
Well, again, Marcus standing not square.
Locking behind. Well, it's just lack of concentration. Nathan Brown's got to get the message out there. Keith Mason, he was, had gone to the right-hand side.
Oh, that's an obstruction.
Well, he's got away with it.
Could easily be an obstruction there. Steve Snitch hangs on to the ball. And this is Jackson now for Castleford.
Pretty solid defence, so that's could have been given by the official, Steve Ganson. But the Giants, they do pride themselves. Of course, the Australian coach, Nathan Brown, against the set patterns in defence are very, very solid indeed.
McGoldrick attacking the line. And the threat gets as far as Gilmore and Mason and Robinson. And he hits the deck. Ryan McGoldrick will play it here to Ryan Hudson. Stuart Jones shrugs off one tackler, can't get away from the next, drops the ball.
There's a knock-on, no control by Stuart Jones. Just trying to twist it away under a lot of pressure by Luke Robinson, the normal halfback, of course, playing hooker tonight.
Well, without a recognised standoff or scrum half, I would say, I know McGoldrick has played there on occasion before, but they don't seem to have the voice or the organiser that Castleford have. There's a period of time before, I guess, to drop into the pattern, who controls and who dictates how they're going to play. But they need to do that a bit quicker, because at the moment they do look lost when in possession.
This is Farlongo for the Huddersfield Giants. He's missed the last 3 games, the New Zealand international. Man of the match here last month.
Well, we've got it for both sides. On this occasion, it's the Tigers not other side, and quite clearly Hudson and Cooper split early.
Well, same for both sides. Steve Ganson. David Farlongo was man of the match last month here against Leeds. Nathan Brown, after that performance, called him world class. There he is, Steve Ganson, the man in the middle.
Come on, Marcus!
Shouting instructions to the players. Asked by Stuart Cummings to be vocal and talk to the players. And he certainly fits the bill. Kevin Brown gets the ball away to Gilmore. This is dangerous for the Castleford Tigers, because Huddersfield are 10 metres away. Robinson gets it out wide to Brown. Here is Brett Hodgson.
A little bit flat in attack, though they're allowing Hodgson to move through,
and he's put it down.
Well done. Was that taken away, or did he try to offload? He tried to offload. Well, that is a plenty. Both sides perhaps somewhat nervous.
Ainscough was the dummy half on that occasion. This now is Michael Wainwright.
Psychologically, it's going to be difficult for Huddersfield, because you look down that list of players and people will say, well, the Tigers have got no chance. But it gets into their mindset. They say, well, we don't have to work as hard if that's the case.
Mike Cooper now Gets the offload away, finds Ryan Hudson. That was good ball.
5, move.
Last tackle though here for the Tigers.
Give it some height.
Clear.
It's drilled in behind the defence. It's picked up then by Jamal Lolisi. And the chase from Steve Snitch. And also in there very quickly was Ryan Clayton. It's now Michael Lawrence for the Giants.
And again, we see that the Giants utilising the short blind side. They work it so well.
Well, just rewind your clocks to last June, because if you remember, Castleford came here that night, were given no chance here then, but they claimed a gutsy backs-to-the-wall victory, 13 points to 6, and we were here for that. This is Brough. He's inside the 40-metre area, but it only went down the middle, so here is Jordan Thompson.
Well, Castleford were quite happy with the opening 10 minutes, mainly due to the fact that you look at the scoreboard, there's hasn't got that thing working yet, but I just get the impression that what Huddersfield are doing, they're trying to just batter them, try to just run them out of steam, and then utilise the three-quarter power. Haven't seen too much combination between Brown and Brough.
Well, you're watching the heads-to-heads going through at the bottom of your screen, and as you can see, the Castleford record against Huddersfield is pretty impressive, which is exactly what John Key was saying in the build-up to this match. What is it about coming and playing Huddersfield at home, John? Why do they enjoy it so much?
Well, they certainly enjoy the size of this playing surface. It's a superb playing surface, maximum width, maximum length, and it suits Castleford type of football. But both teams are really clearing their own end very, very well indeed. But both teams have looked a little edgy when they've got right on the opposition goal line. So I think the first score of this game is going to be absolutely crucial.
Just over 11 minutes gone, 0-0. The referee's not at all happy the way this scrum is being sorted out.
Well, they're not even binding.
You can't sort the formation out. I'll have to tell you where to go.
In fact, Gilmore was in the props position there for a moment.
Do you want me to
Total confusion.
Sort it.
So here come Castleford again. They are in possession, and the longer this game goes on at 0-0, the more confident they will become. Here's Kirk Netherton getting the ball away to McGoldrick. Now it's Jordan Thompson heading towards the sideline though, and his feet into touch. Look at the naivety there from 18-year-old Jordan Thompson, maybe.
Well, it came as a second receiver, came on the angle, but that's the beauty about this Giants defence. They do slide exceptionally well. No one comes out of the line. They know that their job is to say, marker, marker. Has he released it before he hit the Y-wash? Pretty difficult.
But it's the same result anyway.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult for the official or the touch judge. It's easy for us when we get it in slow motion, but
well, the ball went over the line anyway, off the Castleford man, so it doesn't really matter. Robinson, dummy half. There's Brough, and asking for Lolisi to come in off the wing and make a diagonal run, which he does. Robinson again. Showed it to Falongo.
I think they're quite happy at Huddersfield just to take one or two drives forward.
Another 40-20 possibility. No, he was over the 40-20 mark actually, but it's a great kick.
Oh, beautiful kick.
Fantastic kick from Brough. Oh, Nainsko thought about passing that in his own in-goal area. Great pressure from Gilmore and company to goal line drop out. It all came as a result of that tremendous Danny Brough kick.
Not only that, he did it on the fourth tackle, so therefore Nainsko had to go back first, and then by the time he'd received it and turned around, the gang was there, led by that man, Lee Gilmore, settling very well into the Giants camp.
His first two kicks have been poor. He kicked one over the dead ball line. His next one gained a 30-metre net effect. So he hadn't struck the ball well, but I think now his timing's in and that left foot looks dangerous.
Big run from Mason, halted by the challenge then of Ryan Clayton. Jackson was in there with him. Robinson gets the ball away. Griffin. Castleford muscling up in defence thus far.
But he's taking a lot out of them, Eddie. They are just driving through and banging at them, are the Giants.
Brown. Spinning and brilliantly getting the ball away to Gilmore. and he finds Fatawira. Here is David Hodgson. That could be the first try.
I don't think so.
David Hodgson
It's
over
close.
in the corner, and has he claimed his 8th try of the season? He got 3 in the Easter programme.
Second touch.
Oh, he's got it down quite easy. Under a lot of attention by the fullback, Jordan Thompson. But what about the offload by Kevin Brown? They had 3 would-be defenders onto him, and the standoff had the ability to flick the ball away, got the overlap. There's the confirmation.
There's David Hodgson. 3 tries over Easter, 3 tries in the away win against Castleford last year. It's his 12th year in Super League, formerly with Halifax, Wigan and Salford prior to coming to the Gulf Farm.
Quick hands, probably the first opportunity. Look, they have the numbers there. They get 3 in there. Look at them. Bang, offload. Super stuff. Gilmore alert. And the centre says we'll do the rest. Well finished. One of the best in the game, David Hodgson. But this is outstanding. Superb. Look at that. You're always going to get the overlap. Once they did that, you could see how McGoldrick was left in no man's land. Ainscough had gone early. Hodgson gets it down. First try of the game. Well finished.
Well finished, but brilliantly created by that pass from Kevin Brown. So David Hodgson scores the try. Brett Hodgson tries to add the extras. Coming into this match needing 6 points for 300. Brett Hodgson. And there's 2 of them. That's a great kick off the touchline from Hodgson. So Hodgson and Hodgson. Term of solicitors now. It's point scorers for Huddersfield.
You drag in 3 into the defensive line. Look out there on that right-hand side. The Giants have got the numbers. And as soon as McGoldrick come out of the line, you could see there's nothing that Sean Ainscough could do. Quality of the highest order by the standoff Kevin Brown. Well finished by Hodgson.
So Castleford restart with the kick-off. Brough is underneath it. Here is Darryl Griffin to run the ball back for the Giants. They got to Wembley for the first time since 1962 last year. They got their highest placing in the league, 3rd. That was their highest placing since that same season. Nathan Brown, the coach of the year. They've recruited very well. They've added to the squad with the addition of Danny Brough, and they have to be serious contenders for the Engage Super League this year.
Yeah, you talk about half-backs. Well, one half-back put an absolutely exquisite kick in to get the repeat set from 50 metres out, and the other half-back was the creator of that try. So great combination from Brown and Brough.
The kick deep from Robinson just skipped the wrong way. It runs dead in goal, so Castleford will restart from the 20-metre line. Here is Sean Ainscough again.
And that's another advantage that Nathan Brown has to his bow, shall we say. The 2 arrows of Danny Brough in the kicking stakes, and of course Luke Robinson. It's always good to have 2 good kickers out there. Confuses the defence. They don't know who to go for.
A tremendous completion rate from Huddersfield so far, 75%. Castleford way behind in that particular statistic, and behind on the scoreboard as well after 17 minutes. It's Hudson at dummy half. Here is McGoldrick. Asks someone to come in on his inside, and it happened to be Liam Higgins just on the field. And that kick was well charged down actually by Michael Lawrence.
Put his body on the line as well. It was a pretty fierce kick from Ryan McGoldrick. Been disappointed with it, the coach Terry Matterson.
I'm sure it was a charge down, but the referee deemed it as such.
And as yet, nearly 18 minutes into this game, we have not seen the Giants combine with the 2 halfbacks to link out wide. Quite happy just to use the big fellas down the middle.
That I don't think will go on forever. They're going to stretch this pitch, Eddie, in time. They're going to stretch their opponent's defenders, make the gaps between defender to defender go wider, and then look to put players through the gaps as they just did there with that ball back on the inside.
They did. Kevin Brown was halted though. They were alert to it then. Stuart Jones for Castleford. Here is Danny Brough. Angled kick. Great kick as well, and the in-goal area, they're all onside, says the referee. What a chase from Farlongo and Aspinwall. There was no way out then for Michael Wainwright. A brilliant kick from Danny Brough.
Certainly was. Second of the night, and the attention was there. The eagerness was there as well. Wainwright had no option. That's the reason why Nathan Brown and the Giants said we will pay big money to bring Danny Brough to this club. This is sensational. Oh, not only got him down, they crunched him as well.
Great kick from Danny Brough, who's on the ball again here now. Flicks the pass up to Daryl Griffin. Brough actually is a former Castleford player. He was in the 2006 National League One Grand Final winning side against Widnes. He actually got the man of the match that afternoon.
Well, they've been pulverising down the middle, haven't they, with a big pack of the Giants, and surely there'll be time now. They might even throw Crabtree in off the bench.
Here's Fatuira. That's the line that corner post is indicating. Brough. Back it comes to Robinson. Robinson fires the pass to Brown again. He showed it to Farlongo, went on his own. Almost got the offload away to Michael Lawrence again, but goes down on tackle number 4. Robinson waits the dummy half, finds Brett Hodgson, gets the pass away, looking for Lolisi.
It was
Not
a poor
the
one.
best.
No. Dipping all the time. Jamal Lolisi, no chance with this. He was going forward anyway. But I've been so impressed at the way that the Giants, that if they do want to exploit anything, it's normally down that short right-hand blind side. Opportunity there. Only the second occasion we've seen Brett Hodgson chime into the three-quarter line.
Right, let's get it in.
Head and feet at the scrum then to the Castleford Tigers. They certainly don't have the squad depth of Huddersfield. They brought these 3 players in on loan to keep them ticking over, Ainscough, Tucson and Cooper.
Lost it. Great tackle.
That's been the story of their season.
He fell there as well, Stuart Jones. Look at this, boom. Robinson up high. Mason really got into it. A little bit of claret coming off the left eyebrow.
Great example, Eddie, of the benefit of hitting up underneath the ball there with Keith Mason and that. It's like winning a goal line dropout. We've commented on Danny Brough's quality kicks. That's just as good what Keith Mason's done.
Let's go down to Bill on the sideline.
Time back on. Out.
And Bill's just not there for the moment. We'll get the communication back to him in a moment. Lawrence.
Go.
This is Hodgson. Now it's with Danny Brough, who gets the offload in. Good hand. Oh, I was going to say good hands from Huddersfield, but Martin Aspinwall puts the ball down. We've got the mics working with Bill. It's all yours.
Okay.
No, we haven't.
Well, you were talking about the ghost before the kickoff, Eddie, and
He's arrived.
He's been in a few times as well, hasn't he? You know, the Gremlins quite a few.
Okay, here we go. Out.
Looks like Nathan Brown ready to bring on a sub.
First. Move.
And there's 2 on the sideline for Castleford as well. I think we got Bill back. Third time lucky.
If at first you don't succeed, Eddie, there was just a chance that Earl Crabtree was going to come on. In fact, he was down on the sidelines. He had his training bib off, and there was obviously a change of heart. And it's Andy Raleigh who's going to come on, and obviously they are just going to keep hammering away at this Castleford Tigers side with the big guys, although they don't get much bigger than Earl Crabtree.
Well,
so he's going to be on soon.
By the Tigers so far, just to keep the scoreline down to 6-0. We knew that come here and they would give it their best shot, and they're certainly doing that. Not many opportunities, not many breaks from at the moment. Field position they want, but they won't get it with a kick like that. Well taken by Jamal Lolisi.
It was a poor kick that from Castleford, to be fair. Lolisi fielded it well. Brough then hands the ball off to Keith Mason.
You know, Eddie, if Huddersfield continue to be error-free in their own half, Castleford will have to change their kicking philosophy. Just kicking to try and put pressure on the opponents won't work. Maybe a higher kick to contest for possession, because the Giants are making it pretty easy to roll up to the halfway line and get out of danger.
And one of the big favourites at the Giants. Earl Crabtree has just appeared off the bench. He's out there now. Bruff's kick is mountainous, and that's a great chase by Robinson. There was no way for Jordan Thompson to get out of trouble there, but he took it well, the young fullback.
Certainly didn't shirk it, did it? And Luke Robinson, well, he seems to be enjoying himself in that position, hooker. Though I use that term loosely. I don't know why they bother to call them hookers, because he's just an extra halfback messing around. He won't have it. Steve Ganson tries to state his case as Luke Robinson, but no doubt about it.
Fourth penalty for Castleford, and the Giants have had just the one. McGoldrick dumps the penalty into touch. 24 minutes gone. Mitchell Sargent's on for the Castleford Tigers. He arrived at Castleford in 2008 from Newcastle. He's only missed 2 games since, Mitchell Sargent, joining the fun off the bench tonight. Here's McGoldrick. Back he comes. That's a nice little short pass that picks out Steve Snitch. Here is Stuart Jones. This is Mike Cooper. And Cooper driving it in. Oh, Farlongo nearly bundled him over the line then. Just short. Jones is a dummy half. Not the best pass. It was brilliantly picked up off the toes then by Kirk Netherton. And here is Jordan Thompson. Oh, looking for support.
No second phase. There was somebody there that has definitely scored.
This is McGoldrick. The ball has come back and then has been picked up to knock on. Knock on by McGoldrick. That's the way the referee viewed it anyway.
Golden opportunity. Just got the numbers to him there, and it squeezed it out. Lost possession.
It seemed to go backwards though, Steve-o.
No, I think he lost it forward first, and then the impact pushes it back, Eddie.
Fatuera might have been pinged for the knock on there, but the referee has given Huddersfield the scrum.
And again, you've got to admire the way that the Giants' defence, they really do work hard. Look at that. That's the first time I've ever seen that for a long time. The tallest man in rugby league was in the hooking position there, a la scrum half, extra.
Farlongo wrestled to the ground. Vigorous Castleford defence. Robinson gets the ball away to Andy Raleigh.
Giants eager to get on with it, just being held down slightly. That's been a feature this year. There's a big fella. That's good defence. Good defence from Mitchell Sargent.
Oh, but then they ruin it by messing around and putting a hand across the face of Earl Crabtree.
I think you'll find that Liam Higgins just rubbed the nose slightly. Look at this.
Is that a record, do you think? 6'7" tall hooker.
I think he put his head in the wrong place anyway, didn't he? If it was his head and feet, his head should have been on the left-hand side, but...
Does it matter?
Here he is again, in a more accustomed role. Robinson waits at dummy half for the Giants. They're looking to post another try here.
And again, quite happy just to use the big guys down the middle.
That's Fayumu. He gets to his feet, finds Robinson. Robinson to Brown. Brown then to Brett Hodgson. Cuts infield, missed by a couple, not missed by Liam Higgins. 10 metres away, it's with Robinson. Robinson finds Raleigh, and he did well to hang on to that. Mike Cooper was all over him. Robinson, Brett Hodgson. Oh, perfect pass to Ryan McGoldrick. Must have called for that, surely.
By the way, it was a gift in the end, but full credit to him to get him in that position. In fact, he was in the similar position when they conceded the try. Only on this occasion, he got away with it. It's always a gamble. Come out of the line. You leave a lot of work for your defenders to do.
That's Chris Tewson trying to get on his feet for Castleford. Does so. Mitchell Sargent.
Got to be good work. They've got to try to get over the halfway line because the kicking game has not been all that brilliant, the Tigers.
It's McGoldrick again, short ball. Bruff was, though, on the ball receiver in an instant. This is the last tackle. Tewson waits the dummy half, gives it back. And the kick is not particularly good. Straight to David Hodgson. Jones following up, though, gets the tackle in. Here's Fatuira.
Well, that surprised me. David Hodgson got the ball early, and then just to walk for a couple of steps and then say, where is everybody? Surely he could have made it over the halfway line just if it had ran with the ball straight away.
Gilmore trying 4 of his last 5 as he starts to hit form for the Giants. Good hands, Brett Hodgson.
Good tackle by Hubie, though. He read the plot.
Falongo difficult to put down, but they managed to do that.
I think we might see the bomb here.
It's a little chip over the top and not the best. It's picked up by Jordan Thompson. He's playing a full-back tonight, by the way, for the first time. He's operated mostly on the wing, has the 18-year-old. He missed Monday, but he's winging the previous 3. They're having trouble, though, getting it away from their own line, aren't they, Castleford?
Mainly due to the fact that they're pretty solid defence in and around the ruck area from the Giants. But going back to the full-back tonight for Castleford, Jordan Thompson, he's really impressed me. He's done very well. His positional centre's been good. Not that it was the best kick from Danny Brough.
6-0 then, Huddersfield Giants ahead. David Hodgson with the try, Brett Hodgson with the conversion. Liam Higgins trying to drive it forward for Castleford.
Important now that Huddersfield just tighten up, don't just relax. 6 points is not a lot of on the scoreboard, and who knows, the Tigers, though, they've got it out wide for the first time. They've got the overlap.
They have, and this is a decent looking run from Jamal Alisi. Gives it to Michael Lawrence.
Well, I'm certain that ultimately this field position battle is going to pay off in Huddersfield's favour, because the Castleford kicking end, they're really struggling to get into the Huddersfield 20-metre half, and Huddersfield are dominating it set for set, but Huddersfield are winning the field position battle.
That's a lovely little chip over the top, but it's just gone too far ahead of David Hodgson. But from a Castleford point of view, and Nathan Brown is quite frustrated, isn't he, Phil?
Well, I think the Tigers have done remarkably well here to play so much of the game inside their own half, yet still only be 6 points ahead. Nice invention and variety from Kevin Brown. He's really mixed up the attack that Huddersfield have offered. Early in the game, he passed the ball to support runners. Then he took on the line. There's the early kick. But he is himself not happy as the head coach of the Huddersfield Giants.
Let's get straight down to Bill on the side.
And the strain of keeping the Giants at bay just beginning to tell on the Castleford Tigers side. Very slow to pack that scrum down. Chris Chewson out there is beginning to show he's had a bit of treatment from the physio, beginning to show a bit of wear and tear, as is Stuart Jones. They're doing remarkably well to hang on if they can get through to half-time, just conceding 6 points. That's got to be a result for Castleford.
They've got 9 minutes to hang on, Bill. 31 minutes ticks by on the clock. They're doing it tough, the Castleford Tigers. There's no question about that. Rangi Chase, Brent Sherwin, Joe Westerman, all out of this side. Others as well, of course.
It's not easy, though, for the Tigers getting to anywhere near the halfway line, though they could on this occasion.
Good run coming in from Kirk Netherton. Usually plays hooker, loose forward, a second row. Scrum half tonight. McGoldrick with a little dink over the top into open space. It bounces kindly, though, for Danny Brough. And he's able to collect and then wheel away from the first would-be tackler. Can't get away from the next 2.
That's good defence, but well spotted by Danny Brough.
Hubie and Snitch working hard. Here is David Hodgson again.
Realised that it was always on, little chip over. Reads the game ever so well, Danny Brough. Not just with ball in hand, but also in a defensive quality.
Crabtree plays the ball to Robinson. He then gets it away to Fayumu.
You just got to wonder how long this Tigers forward pack can really contain the very heavy Giants.
Well, talk about heavy. The light-footed man is the man there, Fayumu, just behind the play the ball. When he starts to run, Eddie, his left foot, he can almost explode off it and change direction.
Kick from Brett Hodgson, stands in goal, and they run it back with Wainwright.
Tremendous chase. No less than 7 Giants.
Enthusiastic clearance of his own line, though, by Wainwright. Here's Jordan Thompson. It's a bit of a moral victory, I suppose, for Castleford at the moment at 6-0.
Yeah, you'd have to agree with that. They've really, really worked hard, but that's going to be the problem in the second stanza, isn't it? How much has it taken out of them?
It's just a grind, though, isn't it? Huddersfield are happy just to play field position, and go on the back of a good kicking game with a great chase. And it would be a fascinating statistic to see how many tackles has been in the 20-metre zone of Huddersfield and the 20-metre zone of Castleford.
Might be single figures one way, a bit more than that the other. Here is David Hodgson. Every time the Giants threaten the 20-metre zone for Huddersfield, it seems to be with a kick and not very vigorous chase, and they're going to get out of trouble again here, Huddersfield, because there's a penalty coming their way. Holding down by Sean Ainscough.
Well, they've done all the hard work, and then you can see he's just having a little bit of a wrestle. No good looking at the official when it's too late, mate.
Terry Mattison is in charge of his 130th game as the Castleford Tigers coach tonight. And he says that his boys would turn up and they'd give it a go.
Well, they've certainly done that. They can feel proud about it, but I'm just beginning to wonder when Nathan Brown will give the message out and say, come on, let's start the links going, bring in the full-back, Brett Hodgson. They've done all the hard work down the middle. This is where they've got to go for the killer punch now.
Interesting as well, though, he switched Kevin Brown to the right side of the field and Danny Brough to the left, so let's see if that pays dividends.
Well, it's paid an immediate dividend there, because there was a good run then from Kevin Brown that got them to within about 4 or 5 metres of the line. Here is Brough, he dabs the kick in. It's collected by Ainscough. Did he ground that ball in goal anyway? Well, he's been grounded twice in goal. It's a goal line dropout. Same result, 2 different ways.
Beautiful way to kick.
Well, maybe not. Or maybe there. No, maybe not. And he wasn't held. So.
No, he got up. Maybe it was a mistake trying to get up as well.
Well, it's the 3rd goal line dropout that Danny Brough's kicks have provided here. There'll be probably a short break in play here while Castleford players receives treatment.
Here's Michael Shenton, ever present despite the injury crisis. For Shenton, the England international.
Well, he shakes his head. He's said he'll give it a go, try to run it off, but that really would be nearly curtains for Terry Mattison to have someone with so much experience.
That's a fair dropout, isn't it, from the prop forward there, Craig Hugh? It's a long playing surface, and he cleared the halfway line with that.
Crabtree, as Huddersfield just noticeably here, just up the ante as we approach half-time. They'd like to go in with a better cushion than just 6 points. Brough finds Farlongo, and he gets it away, and it's picked up brilliantly by Brough, but not picked up brilliantly by Kevin Brown. To be fair to Brown, the pass was a bit high. It was off his shoulder.
Well, another opportunity has gone begging, and I would feel that Nathan Brown wouldn't be too happy with this. Terry Mattison, well, he must be buzzing and hoping that they can just hang on for just under 5 minutes, go to the break, get a little bit of a rest.
Hubie gets the pass away. Sargent, chances here. They've got to overlap wide, but they elect to go infield, and Farlongo cuts him down. It was Ryan Clayton. Short pass then from McGoldrick, which was deemed by the crowd anyway to be forward, but not by the referee correctly. And Chris Tewson at dummy half gets it away. McGoldrick, and he finds Shenton, who's carrying on despite having treatment just a couple of moments ago. Last tackle here for Castleford.
Well, get some height in it. They haven't done it yet.
Well, there it is. That's high, but it's a bit deep. And Hodgson is able to claim that in his own in-goal area, defuse the bomb. It'll be a tap restart on the 20-metre line. Robinson was trying to get on with it quickly and lost that ball.
I think fatigue might be playing a part in Luke Robinson. I mean, he's been out there for the full game. 3rd game in 8 days and 17 tackles already done, so he's really earned his money.
Raleigh drives it forward for the Giants. Substitute again. He began the season on the bench, but he started the last 9 as Andy Raleigh, but coming into this off the substitutes bench. As Fayumu is grounded and plays it to Robinson. Here is Crabtree. Goes down.
Great defence again. I don't know where the Castleford Tigers are getting the stamina from, but it certainly lifted them.
Brough, another good kick into the open space. Jordan Thompson must pick it up. Brough is the man leading the chase.
Has this great ability, doesn't he, Danny Brough, to be able to put the backspin on the ball. When it gets high, it hits the ground, it just virtually plops down as though it was really wet conditions. Practices for a long time there. Oh, that was a shoulder charge there.
It was. Clayton felt it. This is Steve Snitch taking on Robinson and Crabtree.
Hold. Go.
Hudson still not to halfway, and that's the last tackle. That is the halfway line that Raleigh will stand on.
Well, they've got to opt for the kick because they haven't had a clean break, Castleford, throughout this first half, and that was well spotted again.
Caught in possession.
He'll be
turnover.
He'll be furious, Terry Madison, that they went for a power play out there on the wide side on the right. And just made the point that the only way they seem to get through against the Giants is going to utilise the kick. But as I say, we've only seen one high bomb, which is far too long, is easily diffused by Brett Hodgson.
There's been a lot of talk about the fact it's the third game in 8 days, and yet there's only been 4 missed tackles, Eddie, in almost the first half. Great effort, really, isn't it, that the focus has been so much on preventing the opponents breaking through.
Yes, missed tackles have been pretty low. The handling error count not bad either, only 12. Huddersfield have made 7 of them. Here is Brough. This is Falongo. Goes halfway through the gap before he's clawed to ground. Brough has taken over dummy half from his captain, then gives the ball to Brett Hodgson. He stabs it down the line. Oh, there was a little moment's hesitation then from Jordan Thompson. The leg flew out from Jamal Lolisi, but the ball went touching goal. 20-metre restart.
He took a huge gamble. Didn't want to put his body on the line. It would have been head and feed to Huddersfield. Having said, we've been praising the Giants' defence. We've also got to say with Castleford, Huddersfield only had 1 clean break. Just indicates how strong defences have been.
Here's Ainscough. Remember the hat-trick that he scored in vain in the defeat on his debut against Hull Kingston Rovers. Hudson gets the ball away to that man again, Ainscough.
Good work. He's worked overtime, hasn't he, Ryan Hudson? He knows that he's got a lot of responsibility on his shoulders tonight.
Higgins driving the ball in. Gilmore stops him. Bit of help from Fayumu. 4 tackles gone.
Another drive and get it up in the air.
They're going wide, and here is Chris Chewson. Fatawira after him with David Hodgson. Well, this will be the last play of this first half. Surely they'll give it some air. McGoldrick has done exactly that. It's claimed by Michael Lawrence. Lawrence will run the ball over the dead ball line. That's the end of it. He can be proud of their efforts, Terry Mattison. Okay, they've not really shown that much in attack.